the Sith for their personal gain, and the Jedi for knowledge and protection. With Sith having powers such as these, to just name a few: Darth Vitiate, who drained the life of his home planet; Darth Sion, who became immortal despite multiple mortal injuries and a broken body through his hatred; Darth Sidious, who could produce a hyperspace wormhole that could destroy entire planets; and Darth Plagueis, who could manipulate midichlorians to create life. This scene is from Episode 1, where we see Qui-Gon Jinn lose to the evil Sith assassin, Darth Maul. What I want to show is how Obi-Wan fought Darth Maul before Qui-Gon died, and then once he died, he drew upon his anger and fear in order to propel himself up the shaft, flipping over Maul and slicing him in two. I do strongly believe that if Obi-Wan didn't harness focus and his vengeance for Qui-Gon, then I don't think he'd be able to fly up the generator shaft without bending his arms as he did so in this scene. Now this next scene is from Revenge of the Sith, where we see Anakin use the dark side after Obi-Wan was flung across the room by Count Dooku. This helped him channel his hatred for the Count, and in return, beheaded him with his increased speed, stamina, ability, and power. Arguably he was stronger in this episode, but once he did start channeling into the dark side, he immensely increased his power levels. The next clip I want to show you is a tricky one. It's the fight between Mace Windu and Emperor Palpatine. Mace has an ability exercised through his lightsaber fighting style. This ability is called Vapad. It's a variant of the 7th lightsaber fighting form. Just look at his Jedi group. They didn't last more than a few seconds with Sidious, whereas Mace's overall ability and fighting style is what allowed him to last as long as he did until Anakin's blindsided betrayal. The next and last scene that we will analyze is where Luke and Vader fight in Episode 6, where the Emperor continues to tell Luke to draw on his dark side powers, and when Luke finally snaps once Vader teases at turning Leia, you see him completely shift his fighting style to a much more aggressive, induced rage, cutting off Vader's hand and bringing him to his knees. With Darth Maul, while he's completely immersed within the dark side, killing Qui-Gon Jinn and almost Obi-Wan, it was his arrogance that ended his life. In Anakin's case, during his battle with Obi-Wan, it was clear as day that Anakin had the upper hand. He was more aggressive, faster, stronger, and ultimately more dominant. However, it was his arrogance, just like Maul, that led him to his doom once Obi-Wan had the high ground. When Yoda tells Luke that the dark side isn't stronger, he doesn't say the light side is. He merely shuts down the thought of it so that Luke won't follow the same path as his father did. You'll see that in canon, Luke was tempted to join the dark side at the end of The Return of the Jedi, but ultimately, it was his decision after bringing Vader down not to end his life. Just like how Obi-Wan allowed Vader to kill him in Episode 4, doing so allowed him to ultimately transcend into the Force itself, mentoring Luke for years to come, and providing an example for him to always make the right choice, which is exactly what he did in this scene, ultimately leading to Anakin's return, killing Emperor Palpatine, and bringing balance to the Force.